The other day I was down the supermarket, doing a bit of shopping, you know, getting a few odds and sods. Anyway, I was stood with my trolley in the aisle, near the French cheese section, you see, which I do enjoy perusing, and sometimes purchasing an item or two, you know, the French cheese. Anyway, there was a woman there who was kind of blocking my way with her trolley, and she was looking at the French cheese too. Now then, the problem was, I was, shall we say, experiencing a bout of extreme flatulence, you see, due to my tender condition. And it was getting rather bad, you know, and I'm thinking this woman's going to faint in a minute, I'm going to starve her of oxygen. You know, it's going to be very embarrassing. So I was willing her to move on, you know, and get out of the way. Anyway, just as I was thinking this, she let off the most enormous guff that nearly knocked me off my feet. It was the biggest fight I've experienced since Donald Trump was elected president. You know, it was enormous. I was grateful that they'd stopped people smoking in supermarkets, otherwise the explosion would have taken the roof off. On reflection, however, at least I learned something about French cheese. When I was in the supermarket, I walked down this aisle, you see, it was full of various different kind of things, you know, sort of free from blah 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 and Polish something or other, I don't know, anyway. There was also a little section of kind of sort of bodybuilder supplements, you know, big tubs of sort of protein things. Anyway, in this section was an American lady and her English husband, you see, and she was banging on about how great it was, you see. All of this stuff, you know, it's brilliant. So I thought it was quite amusing anyway. Anyway, as I got to the end of the aisle, I had a revelation. You see, I'd often wondered what the American phrase, way to go, means, and indeed where it derives from, you see. And it's clearly an exclamation of extreme happiness due to the availability of protein supplements that you can take away. Now all I need to do is find out what rain check means. Another part of my diet, recommended by my dietitian, was to have breakfast cereal, you see. So I got these, you see, which are breakfast cereals that I eat at breakfast time. Now then, you will note that I've put a bit of sticky tape on the box, you see there, so that you don't know that I bought it from Asda. And I learned how to do this by watching Blue Peter as a child, you see, because they were forever sticking masking tape on boxes. I remember them making lots and lots of models out of Kellogg's cornflakes packets, but the one at Kellogg was always had some tape over it, so we weren't supposed to know that they were Kellogg's, you see. These are very nice, and I have them for breakfast.